It is 5:59. Good morning from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Robert Walsh. The Tennessee Titans defeated the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday 24-22 in a game that came down to a final 2-point conversion to tie it, but Derek Carr could not complete the pass to Darren Waller. Derrick Henry had his best performance of the season, carrying the ball 20 times for 85 yards and 1 score on the ground to go along with his 5 catches for 58 yards. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
The first Victory Monday of the year, and it could not have come at a better time for the Tennessee Titans and the Tennessee Volunteers. It is Ramon and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here in Nashville, as the Tennessee Titans beat the Las Vegas Raiders 24-22 and hold on for dear life yesterday in Nissan Stadium. With Ramon Foster, I'm Will Bowling. Robert Walsh filling in for Jonathan Schaefer again this morning, making the show happen. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Will. Your voice sounds like mine this morning, man.
Easy. Easy.
Did your voice get a little deeper here?
Well, this is day number 8, I believe, of continuing to do a radio show in a row. That's okay. No complaints, but
that's 8 days in a row?
Yeah.
Wow, that's right. You hadn't had a day off. Look at you.
It's okay.
Hey, you know what?
These are all good things.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Will.
We're having fun. There's no complaints.
You're in the big seat now, man.
There's no complaints at all.
Absolutely.
Robert Walsh,
I do
hello.
have a complaint.
Okay, I was going to say. I looked up at Robert. I was like, I'm ready for this.
My complaint.
Another day filling in for Jonathan Schaefer.
My complaint is there's like no adult way as a man to say you have an upset tummy. Like, oh, my tummy hurts.
Not something I expected to lead the show
My
today.
stomach doesn't feel well. Like, you sound like a L7 weenie anytime. If you're a grown man and you're complaining about your stomach hurting, you sound like a weenie.
Well, also, you just shouldn't say the word tummy after the age of 8.5.
Hurts, Will.
So
Dude,
what?
It hurts so
What
bad.
about belly? What about belly?
Even belly. I mean, anytime I think about belly, I think about the movie. Like, I can't. I don't know. Like, I can't.
Okay, Rob.
My belly just hurts,
My
y'all.
belly just hurts.
And there ain't nothing I can do about it but sit back here and whine.
I mean, that's what Jonathan Schaefer does for 4 hours a day, is just sit back there and whine.
We might as well talk about him, right? At this point right now,
He will
he's
be back
loafing.
this week. He will be back this
he's
week.
loafing now, man. I think he's just taking – he's on IR, and he just said, screw it. Vols are winning.
Short-term
Titans win. MTS – did Memphis win? Like, did everybody in the state win?
I don't give a damn about the state of Memphis. You kidding me?
We gotta.
You kidding me?
We're trying to bring that together, man. We speak about this
Ramon,
all the time.
MTSU became the second best team in Tennessee over the weekend, so I don't want to hear it.
We're doing that.
The phone number is 615-737-1045 today. I'm not even kidding, honestly. That's actually real analysis.
I know.
We will talk a little bit of Vols today, but we will be Titans heavy discussing the first win of the season yesterday in Nissan Stadium, Derrick Henry's day, Caleb Farley's day, watching the Titans defense, and this team just making enough plays when it mattered in the second half, Ramon, to get this win, despite giving up some explosive plays. They hold Las Vegas to 2 of 6 in the red zone, and ultimately that's enough to win this one.
It is, man. It was a good win, man. I heard Coach Mack and Mike Key speaking about it, man, and Rhett be just like how hard it is to win. Say what you want to about this past weekend. That was a dub, okay? And I thought it was fair from both sides, man, as far as offense and defense, considering defensively, you had some liabilities out there. I'm talking about you had some serious liabilities out there, and still being able to close out that game in the fashion that they did. Tip ball, whatever you want to call it, they showed up well, man. The Raiders pushed. They pushed well, so much so that you got, Mark Davis talking to Josh McDaniels after the game before he comes to his report.
A long conversation after the game between Mark Davis and Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I'm telling you, losing in this league, man, it's a very fine line. One tip pass, and you mentioned something too. You said people wouldn't want to hear it as far as how the Titans or why the Titans won this game. Comes down to a little bit of special teams too, Will.
Ultimately, they make their 48-yard kick in this game.
Yeah.
Exact same kick that Randy Bullock missed into the same end zone even. against the New York Giants in week 1. Ultimately, special teams makes a really big difference in this game, where Ryan Stonehouse had a punt that was a little too low, gave opportunity for a little too much return against the Giants, has 3 punts averaging 60.3 yards in this game, including a 70-yarder. A lot of people, I think, were sad about the way Brett Kern was let go and not really being able to, I guess, process that. I think a lot of fans just didn't think it was possible when, we were kind of talking about it over the course of the offseason, and it just kind of happened. That's why Ryan Stonehouse is your punter right there.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And this is the thing. Punters, they get better over time if they have the ability to stay on teams, man. It's not like he's shanking them. Like, the kid's got a leg. The ability to field flip is there. But this is the season. This is a part of it. There's a lot of growth. There's a lot. Some people ascending and some people descending. I'll tell you this, though, Will, and I know I'm going to give credit to where it's not supposed to be on this one, but Titans Nation.
That's right.
Can we say this, man? Titans fans all over the United States and over the world. Y'all bullied Todd Downing into calling plays that you thought worked this week.
Don't give them that much credit.
No, but that's all.
I love Titans fans. I've considered myself a part of this fan base for my entire life, but don't give them that much credit.
But all talking heads, man. The pressure was on this weekend. And okay, you know what? And even we text about it. You was busy doing stuff, I'm sure, Will. But I was like, okay. Opening drive. All right, slow clap. All right. And then they scored again.
And they actually, they said, want to see me do it again?
Like, who the hell are you? And all I can think is, look at y'all. Look at the Titans universe right now, just bullying Todd Downing into making more than one script. Lo and behold, though, there was a lot of things that went into it. It was a lot of rhyme and reason in how they made plays. It wasn't a bunch of negative plays either. The defense backed you up also to where you could get the ball back. You go up 7, and then the next thing you know, they only get 3, and then you score again. That's the succession that you want, man, is to be supported. But I just got to say again, though, looking at the play calling this weekend, you had Derrick hitting the hole the way he was supposed to, man. You had the play action that was cranking. I tweeted out this past weekend, the play action slant is, to me, the Titans' bread and butter play.
That's what they do.
If they get that going, it could be a long day for teams. And we've seen the past couple games where it was there and then you miss it, or it's a drop ball, or, it just wasn't the right timing. Yesterday, it was like clockwork, man. And yes, the other side of this was Derrick looked good running the ball, so it was a threat to actually use play action right there, man. It was exciting to see. I saw a lot of people say this looked like the Titans we expect right here.
It certainly did, and ultimately Ryan Tannehill is so efficient in the first half that it was enough for the Titans to be able to play conservatively and still win this football game in the second half, with their defense making big plays, being disruptive, and getting their hands on the football. Ultimately, that was the formula again on Sunday. This is what we've come to expect out of Mike Vrabel coach teams and the Tennessee Titans. And for Ryan Tannehill, I think there was one big change, Ramon, in the play calling that just helped him feel more comfortable.
What was that?
50% of his dropbacks against the Raiders were play action. In weeks 1 and 2, 35% of his dropbacks were play action.
Wow.
That courtesy of NFL.com this morning. Yes, a lot of that has to do with the fact that Derrick Henry was picking up chunk plays in the rushing game again. Yep. He was able to get going a little bit and open up the pass after you established the run. But Ryan Tannehill was rolling out of the pocket again. He was doing exactly what we've been asking. And there was one play even that was taken away by the ineligible man downfield for NPF. That was a sidearm throw at a Ryan Tannehill. A throw that was beautiful. That if it's Patrick Mahomes, it's leading Sports Center this morning. 100%. If it's Josh Allen, it's leading Sports Center this morning. But then Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill do it, and it's just like, it's just another throw.
You see that. You're supposed to make that pilot. Yeah, that's what they'll say.
Ultimately, for me, Ramon, the headline of this game is the fact that the Titans made some mistakes.
Yeah.
They turned the ball over. They threw an interception.
Yeah.
They gave up explosive plays, and they won.
And they won. And
they figured it out.
Say what you want to about that defense yesterday, and specifically the secondary. I know we're going to field some calls about that, Will. But you scored 24 points in the first half and did not have to score again in the second and still win the game.
This
Now,
time you were allowed to be conservative.
You were, yes.
And they weren't. They went for it on a 4th and 4 and tried to force the issue, and it almost came back to bite them.
And everybody played a part in that too, man. Looking at Hassan Haskins with the big kick return he had yesterday also. Like, there was some hidden yardage that was gotten out of yesterday's game too. Like, everybody played their part, man. Like, you don't want to be Josh McDaniels having a talk with Mark Davis before you got to go do your head coaching press conference. Like, that's what going 0-3 does to you, man. It makes a very, very miserable work week for everybody involved, and it gets talking heads, or it gets front office management, like the team owner, probably asking you questions like, what the hell are we doing? Why did we hire you? You know, we're 0-3.
Josh McDaniels is what, 10-22 now as a head coach in this league as well?
Some people in this league, I continue to say, how and why do you continue to get jobs? He's one of them right now. And again, he could probably turn this around, but the AFC West won't be any easier for him. Like, dude, you lost a crushing one last week. You come on the road here in Tennessee and you lose that one too. Yeah, 0-3. Hey, that's a headache case for a lot of coaches, man. But the Titans get one yesterday, Will. And the crowd was very much into it too, from what I could see on the TV.
Crowd was outstanding. I was pleasantly surprised about how loud that environment was in Nissan Stadium yesterday. 615-737-1045 is the number this morning if you want to jump in. We begin with Chase in Nashville. Good morning, Chase.
Morning, Chase.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good. How are y'all doing this morning?
We're good.
We're good.
Man, you said, did every team win in Tennessee this weekend? No. Vanderbilt got beat.
That's true.
Chase, I appreciate you clearing that up for me, man. And I lightly knew it, but it's better if you say it.
All I got to say now is go Vols.
Go Vols,
Thank you,
baby.
Chase.
I promise you we're going to get to that one. What an environment this weekend, Will.
It was awesome.
What an environment, man.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we appreciate everybody that came down to Calhoun's on the River, hung out with us on Saturday afternoon. It was fun.
It was real fun.
Fun day at Knoxville. The two games that were way closer than they should have been.
Oh, my God.
Between the Vols and the Titans.
But got
way
dubs,
closer.
But we got dubs.
615-737-1045. Jason in Nashville is up next this morning. Hello, Jason.
Good morning.
I'm not going to say anything about the secondary because y'all are going to get tired of talking about that before the day's over. So ain't no sense of me even bringing that up. But I have a question, and it was 4th and 15. They had just gotten the delay of game penalty, and we took a timeout. Me personally, I'm thinking, hey, we need to keep our foot on their throat and don't give them the time to catch their breath. But do you think it could have been because of, we got a guy that just got off the plane. His clothes are probably still in a suitcase, and he's out there playing every snap. And maybe having to try to tell him or, make sure that everybody's good on that end, and this is what you need to do, and it still didn't work. But anyway, I just thought, we gave the offense a time to catch their breath and talk about what they wanted to do. And I'll just hang up and listen. And I really wish you was talking about the balls. We could talk about that all day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to get to it. I promise you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason.
Let's answer that question on the other side because I do want to get your thoughts on this. We talked about this yesterday with Kevin Dyson on Titans Talkback about when an offensive player feels relief that a defense is called timeout and that they have time to correct things. So I do want to get into that after the break. Today on the show, though, Kevin Byard at 9 o'clock after playing his 100th game in a Titans uniform yesterday, leading into the week where he gets his jersey retired by Middle Tennessee State.
Wow.
Coming up this Friday night against UTSA here in Murfreesboro. Teresa Walker at 9:20, the Associated Press. Tons of your phone calls at 615-737-1045 on Ramon and Will, powered by all 4 seasons of 1045 The Zone. Titans get a win. Vols get a win. A happy Victory Monday for us. It is Ramon and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here in Nashville, where you can join us on the phone lines at 615-737-1045. Derek Carr, Matt Collins took it up for a 48-yard catch on a 4th and 15, Ramon Foster, and you had the sense of here we go again. But the Tennessee Titans end up making the play when it matters most. Kevin Byard, who joins us later in the show, gets his hand on a football in front of Darren Waller, unable to finish a 2-point conversion and tie this game. But the caller before the break asks, why did the Titans take a timeout before a 4th and 15 after a delay of game penalty? What did you think about that?
You got to set up the defense. At that point in time, it was right before the 2-minute. You pretty much can close out the game at that time. Like, I don't think that was a bad coaching decision. Like, the thing is, yes, they still got the chunk play from it, Will, but at least you had an opportunity to get your guys rested up and put them in a position to where you say, hey, you do this at all costs. Don't let them score. Now, again, they did go down and score, but you can't give up a bomb then and then have that much time left on the clock. Like, they had to work themselves down the field to actually get that score. I'm actually looking at the score right now, and it was essentially, let me see, about a minute and some change left. But it was all I got was minute 14. So as opposed to dropping the bomb deep on the defense and you had over 2 minutes and 20 seconds, that is a big difference right there because you get the timeout and they also had timeouts remaining themselves. So very interesting succession. I didn't think it was a bad call to call a timeout right there. It's better to reset right there. And again, man, he had a bad day at the office, man. Like, legitimately, Terrence Mitchell had a bad day at the office. Probably the worst day at the office that almost anybody can have. And everybody has a day. And I'm sure if you ask Kevin Byard, hey, man, you've had a bad day, he's going to let you know, yeah,
sure,
guy's fresh off the street. And I'm not making an excuse for him whatsoever because when you put on that uniform, you go out there, you better either not try to be who was it? Todd Kelly Jr. said it last week. Don't be the fish that get caught. Or don't be the candy bar. Sorry to say, but Terrence Mitchell was the candy bar this weekend.
It was. Certainly was. 615-737-1045 is the number. Lots to discuss about that with Caleb Farley only playing one snap on defense in this football game.
And
problematic.
What was so crazy about him playing, Caleb Farley playing one snap on defense was this. When he came into the game, man, I was looking at the TV copy of it and listening to it. You have analysts, commentators, guys that played in this sport too. Jonathan Vilma say, "Hey, if I'm Derek Carr," and he circled Farley, said, "I'm going at him," but he didn't even have to do it yesterday. He kept going at Terrence Mitchell. So Farley's got to get it together, man, because clearly, if Terrence Mitchell was your best succession plan for yesterday, then where are you as a pro? You said he had special teams plays, right, as far as Farley goes? But there was one, I think, just defensive
one defensive
play.
snap, yeah.
Come on, man. We've heard about all the measurables and what your pedigree is. It's a factor actually getting this together and actually contributing at your position. You're 2 years in now.
No doubt. 615-737-1045, the number this morning. Jackson in Nashville is up next. Good morning, Jackson.
Morning, Jackson.
Hey, guys. Want to give Christian Fulton his flowers this morning.
Yeah.
Look, the Raiders found a matchup they like, and Matt Collins gets us for 150. But Devontae Adams held under 40 yards on 10 targets.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Christian Fulton plays like he did yesterday. This defense, this secondary is going to be all right. All right, so good morning. Go Titans, go Vols.
There we go.
Thank you, Jackson. If you had told me Devontae Adams would have 5 catches for 36 yards in this game, I would have laughed at you pregame.
And let's be real, that touchdown, only about 3 or 4 wide receivers in the NFL is making that type of touchdown.
It was an incredible throw by Derek Carr, too.
Yeah, I'm looking at it like, all right, what do you want me to do about this? That's all you can pretty much say. Like, well, that's Devontae.
Well, and they tried to go back to it in the 2-point conversion, and that's when Dylan Cole and Kevin Byard are there to bat the football away.
Yeah. Well, tight red zone, tight passes. You got one of the best wide receivers in the world. Hey, that's the cost of doing business sometimes. They will strike too.
I thought Christian Fulton was excellent. He has those 2 plays in a row that go for losses. The rush for Davante Adams around the edge goes for -4. And then the very next play, they screen it to that near side, short side of the field, and he shoots down and makes a play. Looked healthy, looked better, looked like a cornerback one.
Yeah.
In this game. But I think we can't just give Christian Fulton credit. Roger McCreary was excellent again in this football game. Roger McCreary is a player, man. This is the quickest impact we have seen a John Robinson draft pick make since A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Since A.J.
I mean, Christian Fulton was pretty good his first couple of weeks, too.
Yeah.
Has the interception against Jacksonville in week 2 of his rookie year in 2020 in the pandemic. But I think Roger McCreary has had a bigger impact early, despite the fact that he hasn't had that pick yet as early as Fulton did. I think McCreary has just been outstanding.
I mean, you look at his day he had yesterday, 10 total tackles, 9 solo, okay? And also had a pass deflection, too. So, like, he is a guy that's active. And, of course, he's a young rookie. They're going to go at him, and he's answered that call. And I know you say, well, look at Stephon Diggs. Well, guess what? I'm sure he looked at that film this past weekend against the Bills and said, look, I got to clean this up. And for the most part, he did this, man. The young guy, he's a competitor. And that's what you want to see out of the secondary. And clearly what you need out of it, too, considering you got to bring guys off the street when your first rounder from last year don't answer the call. You know, like, this is a good place to be. Christian Fulton and Roger McCreary, man, could be a dynamic showing, especially if they get some help. And this is the other part, too. I always say this, Will, rush and coverage work together.
Right.
The 1 sack you had yesterday, man, this kid is going to be a problem, I think. You got to say, well, like, this draft class is looking like it could be it in a sense, man. Well, these last 2 sprinkling in some guys, and Roger McCreary is doing this thing. And I also look at Rashad Weaver, another sack. And he's not getting garbage sacks. He's beating guys. He's pursuing to the ball, finishing up his plays to actually have those TFL plays, man. He continue on, Will. You got a good point on that defense. It's like we got some young guys that can play. And he's getting a lot of snaps right now, too.
Rashad Weaver played 80% of the Titan snaps yesterday.
That's good.
A guy who told us going into the final week of preseason that he just wanted to be better conditioned is why he wanted to play all 4 quarters against the Arizona Cardinals at the end of preseason. I'd say he's conditioned now.
Yeah.
Played 80% of snaps. This is a guy that probably came in expecting to play, 30 to 35 snaps a game?
I mean, he was supposed to.
He's playing 50 to 60 now.
But this is the growth that you freaking want, man. And again, having Bud right now getting back healthy, you got to just kind of say to yourself, you know how the business of this game works.
Yeah.
Like, somebody ascends, somebody goes up. If Bud comes back and is healthy and great, that's awesome. But you also just got to say the depth is there whenever you get Harold back. It sucks to not see Harold out there because the deficiencies that you kind of have on offense can be alleviated a little bit with having him on that side of the ball, too, that's able to rush. We spoke about this a little bit, too, having the ability when healthy, having Jeff, having Byard. We knew Rashad was going to play in this, didn't we? And having Bud or D'Amico. Like, that's a nice group. And they probably needed Harold yesterday considering what was happening to Terrence Mitchell, man.
Tyler in Carthage up next this morning. Hello, Tyler.
What's up, Tyler?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about Derrick Henry's game yesterday. I definitely thought he played better. I would have liked to see the coaching staff stick with that outside zone run a little more. It seemed like he was having a little more success with that. And then, when you're going for it on 3rd and short, if you're going to run a straight-ahead dive, I would have loved to see him jump into more of a 22 personnel instead of the 21 where he has that lead fullback. And I'd like to see him stick with him a little later in the game. They gave it to him on a 1st and 10. He gets 1, and then they kind of go away from him. I think you give him another carry. He may not get the first, but you probably drain another 30, 40 seconds off the clock, whereas you throw an incomplete pass, clock stops.
Yeah.
But just wanted to hear what you had to say about that, and I'll talk to you guys later. See you.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler.
I'll say this, though, about having that fullback out there. That's probably an adjustment that Todd Downing has made for himself. We heard him talking about nickel runs versus regular runs. If you have that fullback in there, that's a regular run. That means they're going to bring their big guys in. Why stack the box against yourself? That fullback is beautiful. I get it. But if you can spread or soften that defense up, put them in a nickel scheme, have them to where they got to make a decision if we're going to throw this ball or we're going to hand it off to Derrick. And sometimes you just don't get those plays or that first down is there to be made. I'm not upset with them not having the fullback in. I think if, look, you say 5-on-5, go beat your guy up front, and Derrick, you are who you are, man. He was running hard yesterday. He was downhill yesterday. He had a lean in his run. I'm not opposed to that, man. Nickel runs versus regular runs is something we got to look at when we talk about keeping that fullback in or having it stacked up tight with the tight ends in the box too. You have to be able to soften that blow a little bit to where it's a little bit more advantageous for you to succeed.
Derrick Henry yesterday had 65 of his 85 rushing yards after initial contact. That's as many yards after contact as he gained in his first 2 games combined this year at 71.
Yeah.
Titans are now 19-3 in Derrick Henry's career when he gains at least 60 rushing yards after contact, courtesy of our friend Teron Davenport and ESPN Stats and Information. That is a money stat if you're the Tennessee Titans. Mm-hmm. When the king is running the way the king does, when Derrick Henry is pushing guys away from him and getting more yards than expected, the Titans win.
Yeah.
Play action passes are more advantageous towards your offense. And 50% of your dropbacks can be in play fakes because you have to respect what Derrick Henry has been doing. And the defense had to be ready for him to be in his top shape yesterday. And I'll tell you what, it was a different way to get there, but he finishes with 143 all-purpose yards in this game.
Yep.
We've seen Derrick Henry a lot of times get 143 all-purpose yards as about 130 yards rushing and 13 yards receiving.
Right.
The 5 catches for him, most since his 6 catches against the Seattle Seahawks in Week 2 last year, second most he's had in his career, speaks volumes to him being the cornerstone of the offense and that being the strategy, and correctly being the strategy going into this game. You got to feed 22, and you got to get him going as much of a rhythm runner as he is.
Yes, and this was the other part, too. You talk about him leading the charge, man. We saw him knock out one of those players. Like, there were linebackers getting up off the ground slow. There's this Nate Hobbs.
Yeah.
I think it was on one of those passing plays downfield. Derrick hits him. Well, it was a group of people hitting Derrick. Derrick hits him head on. He's out of the game.
Well, and Nate Hobbs dove at his knee. It wasn't even Derrick hitting him head on. Like, Nate Hobbs dove low and got a concussion.
And got a concussion behind it. And I think that's where the frustration from us and watching the run game, or I'll speak for myself. For me, knowing what Derrick's capable of, even if they get if they touch him at the line of scrimmage. We talked about his yards after contact too, Will, before the show. Like, he's crushing it as far as that goes because people want to tackle Derrick from the side. You know, it's like it's a couple of backs in this league. You say, man, you got to make a business decision. It's Derrick Henry and it's Nick Chubb. Those 2 backs right there, you look at them, you say, all right, which way am I going to tackle them? And that's what happened yesterday. Derrick's downhill. And not just that, even when he got the ball, since the injury, we hadn't seen Derrick hit, spin, continue to run, and lean forward for yards. Yesterday could have been a match strike to where you say to yourself, all right, here's the guy that's got to lead this offense, man. And again, I'm all for the play action working, but it doesn't work if Derrick's not looking the way he does yesterday.
The strike routes, the deep shot to Robert Woods, the longest pass play the Titans have had this season, the 41-yard throw to Robert Woods in the first half, all because of what Derrick Henry was able to do in creating a little bit of cushion from those DBs and really the deep passing game helping out Derrick. It worked in tandem. It's complementary football. It's why the Titans are able to get their first win yesterday. 615-737-1045 is the number. Eric in Nashville is up next on the phone lines. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Eric.
Rocky top of the morning, fellas. How we doing?
We're good.
We're good.
Good morning.
Hey, what a week. What a weekend for the state of Tennessee. First of all, I love the Titans got the win yesterday, but they don't make it easy on themselves.
Right.
Now, I'm going to be honest. I was watching it, but I wasn't paying close attention. I went back and rewatched Tennessee, Florida during the game, so I was kind of just reliving that. But does it seem like to me that the Titans don't make adjustments on offense in the second half? Because they come out hot, and then I don't know if those are just scripted plays that are just boom, 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 but then I don't know, but I enjoyed the first couple of drives because, my God, what a concept! They got the ball to their best players in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they got to do something to be just more consistent. I don't know what they got to do. I'm not a coach; it's not my job, but they need to be more consistent.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I'm still on cloud nine from Saturday. Ramon, I don't know how I can't even imagine how you're feeling.
Thank you, Eric.
I'm excited. Hey, it was fantastic. And one other thing, how about MTSU getting damn near $2 million to go and beat Miami like they stole something? Man, what a weekend for the state of Tennessee. Sorry, Vanderbilt, but, tough luck there. But, hey, guys, fantastic weekend.
Yeah.
It's Monday. Let's enjoy it, and let's get ready to go win another one. Everybody have a good day.
Thank you, Eric.
Appreciate it, Eric.
I will give the Raiders a little bit of credit as far as the Titans making adjustments in the second half. You scored 24 points in the first half and went touchdown, punt, field goal. And the field goal was late. The punt, you're just trying to pin them deep and keep the Raiders from going on a long 2-minute drive to end the half. There wasn't a need for a lot of adjustments really until the start of the fourth.
Yeah.
Because the Raiders went on an 8-minute and 3-second drive and got 3 points to start the second half.
Bam, but don't break.
So you only had the ball 1.5 times in the third quarter.
Yeah.
The second time the quarter ends and you begin the fourth quarter with the ball, that drive goes 6 plays, 26 yards. And at that point, to me, Ramon, it was just hold on for dear life and don't throw the ball to the other team and be too conservative.
I know. And of course, just looking at the time of possession, as you said, Will, 30 minutes, 45 seconds for the Raiders and 29-15 for the Titans. So
it was even. It was a tale of two halves.
Yeah, it was
for
a
sure.
tale of two halves for sure. It was, and this is the beautiful part about what the Titans did too. It was a bunch of balance. Like I looked at rushing plays, 27. Guess how many passing plays in the game too? 27. Like it was what you needed it to be. The defense at the end of the day, yes, it has its deficiencies, man. Like they have to clean up that down the field passing that Derek Carr was able to do. We knew he was capable of doing those types of things, and just watching him do work in the pocket, you said just get to him quicker or either find guys that you trust on the back end of this defense. Will he had I guess you say chunk plays. His longest passes to his defenders was, of course, the 60-yarder to Mac Hollins. He had a 22-yarder to Foster Moreau, which Rhett B he's huge on him, man. Byard, I think, almost took his leg off, too.
Yeah.
If you look at the replay of that one, his knee went backwards. I was like, oh, my God. Had an 18-yarder to Devontae. Nobody really did anything much. I will give credit what credit due. Robert did. He mentioned Mac Hollins this past weekend or this past Friday, and he showed up for 8 for 158 and a touchdown. I'd have never put him on the list of somebody having a phenomenal game, though, Will.
It was not bad.
Not bad.
I'll give credit to Darren Waller and Devontae Adams being shut down.
Yeah. Foster
Foster Moreau and Mac Hollins stepping up.
Yeah, you got the B team.
And that's a trade the Tennessee Titans will make every single time. Smart in the way they did it. 615-737-1045 is the number if you want to jump in. Mike, Eric, and Isaiah, you guys will Mike and Isaiah, you guys will lead us off when we come back. 615-737-1045 as we continue to react to the first Titans win of 2022 right here on Ramon and Will, powered by all 4 seasons of 1045 The Zone. Ramon and Will, powered by all four seasons of 104.5 The Zone, as the Titans and Vols have winning weekends. But the AFC South with a winning weekend over the AFC West. AFC West goes 1-3 and 0-3 against the AFC South over the weekend. Will Bowling and Bone Foster with you.
What again?
The AFC West was 0-3 to the AFC South.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Colts beat the Chiefs. Jags crushed the Chargers.
Ran down on them, didn't
And
they?
the Titans beat the Raiders. 615-737-1045. Ramona Will with you. We go to Eric in Nashville. We had two Erics on the phone lines. What's going on, Eric?
What's up, Eric?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
We got you.
I tell you, it's been frustrating. I've had phone problems this morning trying to get through, so finally I'm able to get through. I'm wondering if I get time to get this new phone. So.
It's like that. It's on big wins. It's like that.
Yeah, guys. A couple of guys kind of stole my thunder about the timeout because you remember I called about that yesterday on the post-game show, and also just second half because, like I said, guys, I was happy with the first half. 3 touchdowns on 3 opening drives. The fact we got Derrick Henry involved with Robert Woods, because I was afraid after we got that first touchdown opening drive, I said, what are we going to do now, guys?
Yeah.
And the fact that we got the next 2 touchdowns after that, I was happy. The 24 points. But I am definitely concerned about the second half. And, guys, I'm happy that we won, but it's just frustrating because my thing is you just cannot keep doing that because it's going to wind up costing ball games. And I'm sure the coaching staff's getting together with the players. I know part of it's injuries and whatever just should be on the debate, but also penalties. It's just, what do you think can be done to do the correction that needs to be done to correct the half to where, because, guys, another thing that's frustrating is just we just can't seem to get that one last score to put teams away, because that's what everybody's wondering, whether it's a field goal, touchdown, whatever, that one last score that could put the game out of reach. It just seems we just have an inability to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to get your thoughts on that, guys. Y'all take care and have a fantastic day.
Thank you, Eric.
Mm-hmm. I think, Will, just yesterday, the defense wasn't going to allow you to have that one score. I mean, that second half of the game, the Raiders were they were on. They was hot. They found their duck, man, as far as the secondary goes with Terrence Mitchell, man. And I hate to even say that, but everybody has a day like that, and yesterday it was his. You go back and look at that tape from yesterday. Look at Derek Carr. He's snapping the ball, and where Mac Hollins was lined up at, he's looking at him. Even after that big play, the 60-yarder, he throws another pass to him on a comeback, and then they get to the line of scrimmage. He snaps the ball again. He looks directly at Mac Hollins and Terrence Mitchell again, and that's when Derek Carr ends up running out of bounds for a first down. Like, you weren't allowed to close it out yesterday, man. Offensively, and that Raiders defense isn't bad. Like, the Titans jumped out early on them. That was the biggest thing that happened as far as this win yesterday with trying to put the nail in the coffin. You did by letting the clock run out to zeros.
Certainly did. Ended up being enough at the end of the day, but to me, this was more about the lack of execution in the second half, more so than being too conservative.
Okay.
I don't think the Titans were too conservative on offense this time.
Yeah.
I think you threw a pick in the third quarter. And I think you missed a 4th down and 4 that both Traylon Burks and Ryan Tannehill will tell you is a play they should make.
Yep, 100%.
Over the middle of the field, the throw was just a half step behind Traylon Burks. But I want to see in that moment on a 4th down, you just dive to the ground and make a play and just keep the drive alive.
Mm-hmm.
If the ball hits you in the hands there, I don't want you focused on trying to run after catch and score a touchdown on that play. Just haul it in and go down.
Yeah, just make that play. I'm with you on that one, Will.
So I actually will give the Titans credit. I thought the play calling was as good. I mean, it certainly was as good as it's been all season.
Yeah.
But I thought the Titans' offensive coaching staff called a good enough game to win this thing by double digits. Thought they were great.
Yeah, it was, man. But again, it's a 3-phase team type of game.
I mean, we'll criticize Todd Downing, the play calls, the offensive coaching staff when it's time to criticize the coaching staff, but if every single thing the Titans don't do right on offense can't always be on the play calls.
No,
because then when it actually is, then there's where the guy that called fire, the boy that cried fire the OC.
Yeah.
You got to pick your battles, guys.
And this is the other part too. The Raiders picked their spots and what they chose to expose people. Now again, we spoke about Terrence Mitchell, but let's be real too. Max Crosby made NPF look like a rookie yesterday.
He did.
He made him look like
He
a rookie.
certainly did.
I told you the guy bends. He's
In the
he's
pass game
tall.
and the running game,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Those TFLs to start the game off. Then he had another one a few plays later. I'm just like, you can't help yourself when those types of things are going on. You got to remember those guys on the other side too. They get paid to play ball also. So you're right though, Will. Some of those plays, it wasn't completely on Todd Downing. It was a good game call yesterday, I thought.
I agree. 615-737-1045. Mike in Clarksville will lead us off when we come back as we take more of your phone calls about the Titans win over the Raiders. Plus, a trend that continued yesterday that has become a Mike Vrabel staple. The Titans extend their lead in the NFL in one key statistic. We'll tell you what that is coming up next. 1 hour down, 3 more to go. It's Ramon and Will, powered by all 4 seasons on 104.5 The Zone.
Change is coming and you need to be prepared. Hey, this is Ramon Foster. Did you know that new regulations are coming that could increase the price of replacing your old HVAC system by over 20%? That's why you need to act now and get that older system replaced by my friends at Spring Hill Heating and Cooling. They offer 18 months with no payments. You can lock in today's price and not have to pay until spring of 2024. Or you can get up to $1,500 off your new HVAC. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is always backed by a 10-year parts and labor warranty on York products. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling is also a York certified comfort expert company. If you are in need of a repair, they offer free service calls also with their repairs, plus low monthly payments on those repairs. They are the heating and cooling company that can take care of all your HVAC needs. Spring Hill Heating and Cooling, available anytime at springhillac.com.
It's 7 o'clock. Good morning from the Superbook.com sports desk. I'm Robert Walsh. The Tennessee Titans defeated the Las Vegas Raiders yesterday 24-22 in a game that came down to the final 2-point conversion to tie it, but Darren Carr could not complete the pass to Darren Waller. Derrick Henry had his best performance of the season, carrying the ball 20 times for 85 yards and 1 score.
Tannehill gives Henry at left guard into the end zone. Touchdown! Titans! The king, Derrick Henry to pay dirt.
He also had 5 catches for 58 yards. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and the Vols. This is 104.5, The Zone.
Hour number 2 off and running on a beautiful fall Monday in Nashville, Tennessee. We are Ramon and Will, powered by All Four Seasons Garage Doors here in Nashville. The phone number is 615-737-1045 as we react to the first Titans win of 2022. With 11-year NFL veteran Ramon Foster, I'm Will Bowling, the second best producer in the world. Robert Walsh making the show happen, filling in for Jonathan Schaefer again this morning. Feels great outside. Feels like fall, Ramon.
No, it is fall.
Yeah.
And listen, I endured the summer to make it to this. Okay, I got on a light crew sweater this morning. Okay,
You spoke it into existence.
that's
with
what
your wardrobe.
I did. I told you. I was waiting for this moment. I sat on the back porch with my wife numerous days. Okay, I went outside at baseball parks, and it was just sweltering hot. Okay, guess what, Keisha? I know you're in the car right now. It's the fall. We light fires in the backyard.
It's time to be great.
It's time to be great. Yes, it's more season, man, for the kids.
It's the best time of year. Sure is. A little bit of extra pumpkin creamer in your coffee this morning. Because it actually feels like it. 615-737-1045. The Titans get the win yesterday. We will talk some Vols in hour 3 today as we react to their win over the Florida Gators. And Kevin Byard coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. Looking forward to chatting with KB after his 100th game in a Titans uniform yesterday. 615-737-1045 is how you join the show. Mike in Clarksville is up next. Hello, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, go Vols. They pulled that thing out. MTSU got paid to go down in Miami, so that was pretty